She's also telling me, Matt, my daughter was getting weird dreams and it wasn't me.
I almost couldn't tell if it was a dream or if I was awake.
She wants you to know that she didn't come to you in that way. So those dreams that you got were not real. It was your fear and your worry that you have. Your mother is so freaking loud on the other side when I'm connecting with her. It's like unbelievable. And first of all, she's there with her mother as well, because she's showing me, my mother's here, my mother's here. Tell her I see my mother, she's showing me. And she also says to me, this was a woman who was very religious here in this world. Your mom shows me that she believed in the other side. She believed in God. She says, and Matt, she goes, you got to tell my daughter that I hear her prayers in heaven, she tells me. But what I have to tell you is the moment I'm connecting with her, your mom's put me back in her body. And this was a woman who had suffered before her passing here in this world. And she says to me, Matt, I didn't want to die like this. I didn't want to die like this. Because as sick as your mom was, she shows me her trying to get dressed. She shows me her trying to put on clothes, like trying to look her best, even though her body was giving out on her. She wants to let you know that, first of all, she is so sorry for everything that you had to see and everything that you had to experience with her passing. Because she shows me that at the end, it's like she was bedridden. She talks about not being able to get up, not being able to move. And she even shows me like you going, like trying to feed her and trying to give her different foods. And your mom wants to thank you so much for that. She actually is so proud because she tells me you kept recipes of hers. She talks about the recipes that you have and that you hold on to of your mother's.
Yes. And
she's also telling me when I'm connecting, Matt, can you let her know? She says that not only this, she says, but I want to thank her for the things that she kept from my house. And she's showing me like plates, a plate set. How do you connect with her plates?
Yes. Yes.
She's saying to me, she goes, and it's weird. Your mother like treasured these plates like that they were like, she shows me like, your mother was like very meticulous when I'm connecting with her. Because I see her like with her plates and she shows me her wrapping them. How do you connect with her wrapping the plates and like putting them away?
If the china, she would wrap it and keep it protected, each plate.
I see her because she's in heaven and she's unboxing these plates and she's like, she's got this one and she's got this one. I see her like taking the like everything like she's doing. She's taking the saran wrap. I don't know if there's saran wrap or some type of wrap, and then I see on them. And she's saying, I'm so happy she's got them now. What's so funny is to your loved ones, they think about certain things like, and your mother was like so worried about what was going to happen to her friggin' China here in this world. She actually wants to thank you for getting everybody there to see her before she died. She shows me everybody coming one by one to spend time with her and to speak with her before her passing. She says, and Matt, she goes, when I was here, I originally didn't want that. She says, I originally didn't want anyone to really see me because I was so private. I didn't want anyone to see me, she goes, without looking good. Yeah. But she knows now what you did for her. And that's something that she will never forget. She says, because I passed away and all I felt was love, she tells me. She also showed me that she's with a child that didn't make it. So she showed me there was a miscarriage or a little soul that didn't make it here in the physical world. So please know that that soul's also on the other side, because your mom just showed me this little baby, letting you know that anytime you lose a child, right? Those souls are like a guardian angel that's with us every day. And that little soul is watching over you on the other side. And what I can tell you is this, is that when I'm connecting with your mom, she says to me, please let my daughter know these words, Matt. When I was here, she goes, I was tough on her. Your mom shows me that when she was here, you were always under the microscope and you were always under her finger here in the physical world. She says, Matt, I didn't let my daughter get away with anything. And your mom tells me that if I wasn't speaking to you, she goes, Matt, if you weren't speaking to me in heaven, my daughter, and you asked my daughter, what was your mom like? You'd say judgmental.
Yep.
Your mother says, I know what you say about me. But your mom tells me that doesn't mean I didn't love you.
I know.
She says, I was judgmental to you, but I wasn't actually judging you, she says. She goes, I just wanted better for you every single day.
Yep. Yep.
So your mom said to me, how she talked to you behind closed doors and what she said about you to friends and family members were two different things.
Yes.
And she needs you to know that. So those private conversations, when you felt like, oh my God, I'm just never good enough for my mom. I just never do anything right. I'm just always doing this. I'm always doing that. Your mom tells me, Matt, please let her know. She says that you lived up to every expectation that I had for you as a daughter. She says, you did everything in life that I could have ever wanted you to do. She says, but I just wanted more. She says, I wanted more for you. She goes, I wanted to make sure that you were independent, that you were strong. She says, and I see that now. Yeah. So know that she actually tells me this because when I'm connecting with her, she says, oh my God, Mitch, because I didn't realize how pushy I was. I didn't realize how bossy I was, she tells me. And she tells me that that's always like what you said. You always say like your mom was so bossy here in this world.
She was tough. She was tough. It was always not quite enough.
She says to me, Matt, she goes, tell my daughter I didn't completely change. She goes, I'm not judging her on the other side. She goes, but can you let her know that she could take better care of her house? She's telling me.
Oh, that's about right. She's not wrong.
She says to me, she goes, I'm still her mother on the other side. I didn't change completely. She goes, I love her. I'm proud of her. All those things. She goes, but can you tell her I'm in the house with her? She's going to like get things together. And she says to me, like, you need to be organized like she does. She tells me that you're always missing paperwork. There's issues with paperwork or mail thrown everywhere.
Yeah, it's a little, my desk is a little disorganized.
Your mother's, it's so funny what they say in spirit, because your mother's like, if I was there, Matt, I'd be cleaning that house for her, because I'd be putting everything back in its place. And she's laughing about this.
Yeah, she's a laugher.
I'm also hearing Betty. Is there also Betty?
Yes.
Who the hell's that?
It's her sister-in-law, my aunt, but they were very close, and Betty and I still meet and have great talks about my mom.
She keeps telling me in my ear, say Betty, she'll know. So know the fact that you meet up with Betty and you still have a connection with her. It's your mom's way of acknowledging that. And you know what's so beautiful? Your mom says to me, it's because of me. You meet with Betty and it's like talking to your mom. Like you feel the closest with your mother.
Yes.
It's like, not that she's taken over being your mom, but when you're with her, you feel close to your mom. And that's why you go and see Betty.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's not the only reason why, but that's like, you feel such comfort when you're with her, because it's like your mom is with you at that time. And she is. Yeah. Because your mom keeps saying, let her know that I'm there with her and Betty. Let her know that I'm here. I'm there with her and Betty. And she's bringing that through. That's so fantastic. When you're there and with her and you share stories about her and you reminisce about her, it's your mom's way of acknowledging that from the other side, letting you know that she's a part of all those conversations. She says that in heaven, she says, know that I don't have you under the microscope, because she tells me like, you still live in fear. Like she tells me that you go like there's times and you're like, oh my God, if my mother, because your loved ones can hear you. And you're like, oh my God, if my mother was here, she'd be so pissed right now. Oh my God, my mother would be this. And she says to me, do you know how many holidays, how many things, how many certain things that she goes, my daughter is like petrified of, where she goes like, oh my God, my mother's looking at me. My mother must be doing this in heaven. Mm-hmm. Your mother says to me, Matt, she goes, I did my job. I don't care anymore. That's what she says to me. She goes, as long as I don't have to do the holidays, I don't have to eat the food. She goes, I'm hosting my own holidays in heaven. And she's bringing that up.
She has the most beautiful Christmases. And it's, I feel like I even said to my daughter, I can't wrap the presents as beautifully as she did. Like I still have that thought in my head.
But your mom tells me this, and this is what she wants you to know, is that you're not her. You're your own version. So however you do things, do it in your own way. That's what your mom wants you to know. She doesn't want you to recreate every single thing that she did. You know, just you going into and cooking one of her recipes or having something, using her dishes, is you bringing her into that family and into that celebration or that Christmas, right? She says to me that you don't have to do everything like she did. That's not what makes her happy. What makes her happy is to see you happy during the holidays. But we also have to clear something up, okay? She's also telling me, Matt, my daughter was getting weird dreams and it wasn't me. So were you getting these weird dreams of your mom, like where she was mad or upset?
I almost couldn't tell if it was a dream or if I was awake at times.
So know that when you were getting those dreams and you're like, your mother was mad at you or she was upset or she was unsettled, she wants you to know that she didn't come to you in that way.
Okay.
So those dreams that you got were not real. It was your fear and your worry that you have. Right? Sometimes we get dreams, right? And when we dream of a loved one, we might think in our mind, oh my God, it's my loved one coming to visit me. And, you know, most of the time it is. But sometimes what happens is that if there's some grief with you or some pain that's left over, it can appear as a nightmare in your dreams. So when you were getting bad dreams of your mom and you're like, oh my God, is my mom not at rest? Is she upset? Is there something that I did to upset her? She's letting you know it was just that you were getting those dreams because you weren't resolved yet with her passing. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really her coming to visit you. It was your mind playing tricks on you. This is her way of letting you know she is completely at peace on the other side. She is okay. And she wants to thank you for staying with her body here in this world. When she was sick, when she was taking her last moments, and every single thing that you did for her. She says, I am completely at peace now. I am okay. And I am always with you.